A distribution of taxable stock rights or dividends generally is treated the same as. So this question is asking about a corporate taxation related issue. We're talking about taxable stock rights or dividends. Anytime you have corporate taxation, remember corporate taxation is quite complex and you need to know some general rules. And the general rules you need to know deal with formation and contribution, operations, distributions, redemptions, and liquidations. Now this question deals specifically with distributions. Section 301 deals with property distributions. Now Section 317 defines property for property distributions as any property like we think of, however, it does not include stock in the actual corporation. So here we have taxable stock rights or dividends. So generally speaking, stock rights or dividends as a distribution by the corporation, those are not going to fall in the normal Section 301 property distribution rules. They're going to fall in Section 305, which applies specifically to stock distributions. The general rule under Section 305 is that most stock distributions are non-taxable. That's not the same treatment as a property distribution. However, we're told specifically that these are taxable stock rights or dividends. If the stock rights or dividends are taxable, then they are treated similar to the property distributions. So we're looking for something that's treated similar to these taxable stock rights or dividends. So let's go through the answer choices. A, any other property distribution, and the holding period begins on the day after the distribution date. So this is the correct answer. As mentioned, there is this difference in the law between regular property distributions and stock distributions. However, if the stock distributions are taxable, we're going to have the same rules with respect to the property and the taxable stock rights or dividends. So choice A is correct. Let's consider why the others are incorrect. B, the distribution of an obligation of the distributing corporation. This is incorrect. Taxable stock rights or dividends are not treated the same as a distribution of an obligation of the distributing corporation. So choice B is incorrect. C, a cash distribution. A cash distribution is not treated the same as a taxable stock right or dividend. So choice C is incorrect. D, any other property distribution, but the holding period begins on the day of issue of the underlying stock. This answer choice is incorrect. It's kind of similar to A. However, A says the holding period begins on the day after distribution date. This one says the holding period begins on the day of issue. That's not correct. It's the day after the distribution date. That's when the holding period starts. So choice D is incorrect. So to conclude, choice A is the correct answer.